Namaskar and welcome back. Today again, what I will do is I will read through some of the sections today to help you prepare for pattern as an exam. So I have completed my section 1 and section 2. Today I would complete section 3, 4 and we'll see how much you can complete. I would suggest you that please practice memorizing the section name. So if someone calls out section number 6, you must say it means person entitled to apply for patents. And if someone asks form of application, you must say section 7. So both things you need to remember and you need to practice daily. So there are total 163 in numbers, but there are many sections which are omitted like section 116 to section 117H. This entire chapter is now omitted. So you have less things to remember. Okay, so let us begin with. So section 3. Section 3 pertains to what are not inventions. Okay. So it says the following are not invention within the meaning of this act. Many times you will also get a question wherein you will be asked that in some way or other explain what are not an invention. So you need to check one by one. So first is section 3A. It says an invention which is frivolous or which claims anything obviously contrary to the well established natural laws. So anything which is against the natural law, if anyone wants to claim that, that is not allowed. So what is against natural law? What we will say is against natural law. So if I say that I want to patent something which does not follow E is equal to mc square, for example, or there could be many examples we can think about, and all those things obviously contrary to the well established nature. It is the uh, I mean your instinct based on your all the knowledge that we have, you will get to know that it is not possible. So under section 3A, section 3B, it says an invention, the primary, okay, the primary, or it could be intended or the commercial exploitation. That means if the patent is filed and if primarily it says or it can be interpreted or if it is exploited commercially, okay, uh, it could it could be contrary to the public order, morality, or which causes serious prejudice to human, animal, plant life, or health, or to the environment. So these are things are not patentable under section 3B. So section 3A is against natural law, and section 3B you can just memorize by saying that if somebody is saying that a method of killing, a method of stealing, a method of destroying environment, a method of burning trees, something like that, which is harmful to human, animal life, plant life, and health and environment. So anything which is harmful to us will not be patented. So 3A is anything which is against the natural law, and 3B is anything which is harmful to us. 3B means harmful. And 3C 3C is mere discovery of scientific principles or formulation of abstract theory or discovery of any living thing or non-living substance occurring in nature. So what does this mean that For example, if I discover that, for example, if no one knew about E is equal to mc square, this formula, and I discover first time E is equal to mc square, the energy can be converted into mass. Or say, for example, if I discover the how to calculate the acceleration to gravity, something like that. So it just discovery of the scientific principles, and if I want to patent it, it's not possible. If I formulate an abstract theory, something very abstract, which is difficult to understand, and it's just a formulation of abstract theory. There's nothing a working model which is capable of being produced in industry or being used in industry. So this is just a theory, it's not patentable. If I say that I recently discovered a new bacteria, or I discover a new organisms, or if I say I just discover a new diamond, or I discover a non-living thing, a stone, an element, an ore, and I want to patent it. And these are naturally occurring in nature. So they all occur in naturally. I mean, living and non-living substances, they occur naturally in environment. So there's nothing modification that has been done, and those kind of things are not patentable. So this is what it says. So these living things, where bacteria, organism, where there's no modification, there's no genetic modification or any element that is occurring naturally and is found in nature, and no modification has been done, and no process is there, and it just occurs in nature. So those thing is not patentable. And section 3D. Section 3D says that mere discovery of a new form, just remember these few words, mere discovery, mere discovery. So this is just a discovery of a new form of a non-substance. So an isomer or an isotope or a racing mixture, R, R and S, or I mean dextro and laboratory, anything, a new form, it could be a salt or anything else. It's just mentioned here for this purpose of this clause: salts, esters, ether, polymers, metabolites, pure form, particle size. I mean, you cannot say that because of this nanoparticles or less than nanoparticles, I have found, or isomers, mixtures, isomers, complexes, combination of other derivatives or non-substances shall be considered to be the same substance unless they differ significantly in properties with regard to efficacy. So this is the key point: unless they differ significantly in properties with regard to efficacy. So mere discovery of a new form of a known substance which does not result in enhancement of the known efficacy. So if something is known, the efficacy is say some percentage, and it is not increasing very high. How much high, that we need to debate. And but for example purpose, you can just note that if it is not very high, or mere discovery of new property, so new form or new property or new use of a known substance, or mere use of known process, machine apparatus, unless such known process results in new product or employ at least one new reactant. So the idea is that if suppose paracetamol is known, okay, and paracetamol is known for high fever. Now I would like to say that paracetamol I'm going to use for some other diseases. So that is not possible. That is the new use of non-substance. And if I say that paracetamol is known, and then I want to prepare a salt of paracetamol or an ester of paracetamol, and then new form, and then I cannot patent it. Or if I say that a new property I have discovered, that also we cannot patent it. And if there's a process, there's non-process, then mere use of a non-process, or a machine, a process is known, a machine is known, an apparatus is known. So the key is that the process results in a new product. So you are using the same process, but if it results in new product, or it employs a new reactant. So there is in the process A and B was used, but again in the same process you are using another component, another C component. A, B, and C we are using. So that could be argued that it is patentable. But just mere discovery of a known substance, known form, property, or use the same process. So these are all comes in the 3D, and they are not patentable. Now, section 3E. So you can just remember, similarly, again here, word comes admixture, resulting in only in aggregation of the properties, the component thereof or process for producing such substance. Meaning, if I have a compound A and a compound B, so I'm just mixing them together, like salt and sugar. I'm just mixing them together. So there is nothing new is formed. They are not combining together, so form something new. So that is called just a mere admixture, or a process of preparing the admixture. This is just aggregation. There is no new substance is not being formed. For example, uh, if I just take two mixtures and just mix them together, but they do not react, and their property is just aggregation of those property. I mean, salt and sugar. And if I taste it, it will look salty and sugar. Both taste will come. Something new is not being formed. So that we need to see that if it is just a mere mixture, so you can just remember 3E mixture. Mixture means last, in the last it comes E. Something like this, you just try to understand and memorize that. And then F is a mere arrangement or rearrangement or duplication of known devices. So if there are two instruments are there, okay, and then all the instruments they work independent of each other, we are just combining them together. So that is also not patentable. Okay. And section H, 3H, a method of agriculture or horticulture. So anything we want to patent, a method of agriculture. So how we are working in the field, how we are working in the garden, all those things, the method. It's not talking about the instrument to be used, but it is talking about the method. So that method is not patentable. Then section 3I, any process for medicinal, surgical, curative, prophylactic, diagnostic, and treatment of human being, or any process for similar treatment of animals to render them free from disease or to increase the economic value that of their products. So it means to say that I just remember the I means medicinal, CI, medi. So I. So it just you can memorize in that way. So I means medicinal. So the basic idea is that you cannot go and stop a doctor from performing any surgical, curative, or diagnostic process by saying that, look, doctor, I have a patent on this topic. So this is the idea that a process. So who is going to use the process of surgical or medicinal or curative? It is a doctor that who is going to use that medicinal, surgical, curative, and diagnostic or therapeutic process. And therefore, a patent is not allowed to stop doctor from performing his task. Okay. And K. K is a mathematical or business method or computer program per se or algorithm. So just a business method or any mathematical formula, or just if you written a computer program or an algorithm, so those are also not patentable. 3L. L for literally, you can remember literature. So any literature, drama, music, art. So these are the things for the copyright, and these are not patentable. Similarly, M, mere scheme or rule or a method of performing mental act or a method of playing game. So these are also not patentable. Mere scheme, rule, if you formulate a rule or a mental act or a method of playing games. If we have designed a game and you want to stop players from playing the game because it's a patent, so this is also not allowed. And N means presentation of information. So information and you can just memorize that way. So some way you need to just make connection with the words and memorize them. So N means information, presentation of information. So if you make a PPT or a slide or any PowerPoint or Excel sheets or a dashboard, so those are also not patentable. And O, topography of integrated circuits. So these are also not patentable. So it's just integrated circuits are there, and you want to patent the topography of the integrated circuits. So these are also not patentable. And P is for we say Purana or traditional knowledge. So anything with regard to traditional knowledge is also not patentable. So I mean, it is very easy to remember. We just need to read again and again to memorize. So I will just quickly say one word you can just write down, and 3A. 3A, natural law. 3B, harmful. 3C, scientific principle. 3D, new form, new substances. 3E, mere mixture. 3F, just a functioning independently. And for the instrument, G is omitted. S for horticulture. I for medicinal. J for jungle, or you can say plant and animal in whole or their part, other than microorganisms, including seeds, varieties, species, biological processes, and propagation of plants and animals. So these are not patentable. So J for jungle, K for mathematics and business method, computers, K for computers, you can just remember, L for literature, M for mental act, N for information, O for topography, and P for Purana. So something like that you can manage and memorize. And section 4, it says that invention relating to atomic energy not patentable. So no patent shall be granted in respect of an invention relating to atomic energy falling within subsection 1 of section 20 of Atomic Energy Act. So if the invention is about or it relates to atomic energy, so they are also not patentable. So thank you very much. We will see you in next video. All the best.